Hello, Tom Maguire. I'm just going to do a review on the fantastic book, The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Now, I know this book is around personal development and generally non-fiction, but as I've said before, I do occasionally read fiction books. I think some of the best books ever written have been fiction books. I will always read fiction. I read fiction just to get away from things occasionally. I think it's really healthy, even when we're just talking about our own personal development, to kind of just use our imagination and just escape to different worlds and just allow really good writing and literature to do that for us, basically. So this book is fantastic, and actually the more I read it, the more I realised that it is really relevant to personal development as well. There are some really fantastic bits of advice in there. It's basically, I'm not going to give too many things away because I don't want to spoil it. It's basically the story of this young lady who has got to a stage in her life where she feels as though her life is boring, it's uneventful, she hasn't achieved anything like what she could have achieved. She considers killing herself. And she comes across, I won't give you too much detail, comes across this library where basically every possible version of her life is possible through these books on these shelves. So the idea is that she can live any possible version of her life, and she goes and does that. And she experiences being a CEO, a rock star, an Olympic swimmer, a motivational speaker, a mother, all these sorts of different things. And it's really interesting that she's kind of constantly looking for what she feels as though she will make her happy, basically. And so the message is really, really important. It's really good if you're someone who's anxious or been depressed. It really gives you a good sense of perspective and gratitude. And there's a fantastic quote that I'm going to read now from it that I really like. There's a few good quotes, but this one I think is really important. And it basically says that if you aim to be something you are not, you will always fail. Aim to be you. Aim to look and act and think like you. Aim to be the truest version of you. Embrace that you-ness, endorse it, love it, work hard at it, and don't give a second thought when people mock it or ridicule it. Most gossip is envy in disguise. I think that's fantastic. So Matt Haig, I'm sure most of you know Matt Haig already. I hate to admit that this is the first Matt Haig book I've ever read. I've heard about him before. I've heard he's really good. Quite often, as I've said plenty of times on this channel before, quite often I'm put off books and authors who are hugely popular for some reason. I seem to think that I'm above popularity, but it's a load of rubbish. Most of the time when someone's really popular, I read their stuff and I end up just thinking, why the hell didn't I read it before? It's fantastic. Not always the case, but most of the time. And his stuff's really good, so I will be reading more of his stuff. Yeah. He has suffered from depression before and anxiety. So he's really creative. His storytelling is really good. It's really easy to follow. And yeah, what more do I say without kind of spoiling it, really? It's a bit of a Mr. Ben for the 21st century, I think. I absolutely loved Mr. Ben when I was a kid growing up, and I think it's because I've just got this real curiosity for different things. If I had my way, I think I'd live a few different lifetimes just so I could do so many different things. I just feel as though there's so much out there for us to kind of experience and do, that no matter what you achieve, I think no matter how successful you are, you might be hugely successful, but doing one thing means that you often can't do something else. And I've always found that a little bit difficult. And I think that's something that this story kind of wraps up and talks about pretty well, actually. Yeah, no, it's really good. Absolutely fantastic. So The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this at all. Please follow my Facebook page, or follow me at on Facebook at Maguire Total Coaching, where I'm basically every day giving out as much information, advice, tips, inspiration to help as many people as I possibly can from the world of personal development. I'm very careful about what I put out there. I think there's a lot of rubbish out there in the world of personal development and self-help, but I kind of put my own kind of original brand out there. I think it's really important. I've had lots of real positive comments from people and good conversations. I'm trying to help people deal with anxiety and difficulty and stress, but I'm also trying to help people into sort of better careers and better jobs and to chase their dreams and to achieve their goals. It's something I'm really passionate about. So yeah, follow me on there, and I'll be doing some webinars very soon as well, which will go into even more detail and hopefully give you even more value. So thank you very much. Please like, please subscribe, and I will be back very soon. I've read loads of books. I'm a little bit behind at the minute. There's so many I want to review at the minute, but I'll be back very soon. Thank you for your time. Speak soon.